Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on my latest YouTube video. This is Beetle Dave calling to you from Derbyshire in the UK. I hope you're all fine and well on this Monday afternoon. On this video we're going to be looking at the rest of the records that we got on our recent trip to Nottingham, and all these records we did get from Bob's Record Mart on Hertfordshire. They are mainly Beatles things that, to be honest, it is stuff that I'd already got, and I've just basically got most of them because I got them at a decent price. So I thought I'd have a quick look at them. I'm going to have to put my granddad glasses on. Feeling very tired today, so I can see what I'm doing now. So, like I say, all these records, there's not that many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 7 LPs here. One of them is a double, and like I say, the majority of them I've got copies of them already. But I just got them because, you know, they're either in slightly better condition or the slightly different versions from some of the Beatles LPs that I've got. They're not all Beatles, most of my Beatles. So if you're ready, we'll get straight on and we'll crack on. So the first one is Plastic Ono Band, Live Peace in Toronto. Now, originally this came out in, I think it was December 1969, wasn't it? It was like first live album by any member of the Beatles, I think, up to that point. I don't think, I'm just tidying my room for something. I don't think any of the Beatles live shows or anything had ever been released. So this was like the first ever Beatles live album, although obviously there's only John Lennon on it. So the band on this is John Lennon, guitar and vocals, Yoko Ono, vocals or shouting or screaming or whatever you want to call it. Eric Clapton is on guitar by courtesy of Polydor Records, it says there. Klaus Voormann's on bass and Alan White is on drums. It was produced by John and Yoko for Bag Productions. It was recorded in September, I think it was, of 1969 in Toronto for the Toronto Rock and Roll Festival, I think it was. So like I say, this was the first time that John had played live for the best part of 3 years, apart from like the rooftop gig that the Beatles did in January of 1969. And I think he had done something with Yoko in 1968 and to a very small sort of like audience. So yeah, this came out. No, I mean, if you saw that, you wouldn't even know it was, would you really, to be honest? I'm quite surprised it wasn't a band photo or something, but it is actually quite an ironic cover, isn't it? There on the back, you get the Plastic Ono Band, Live Peace in Toronto. And then that's the spine and everything. A little bit dog-eared there, but, you know, it's quite acceptable. It is on Apple Records, and this is a UK copy, because I think you could get a American copy of this as well. And the one to look at is the one that came with a 13-month calendar, I think, or something like that. Excuse me. And I think this is a slightly later UK issue from the 1970s. You'll have to excuse me, my voice is really, really rough today. I don't know why. So it's Core 2001. That's the catalogue number. And it's Core 2001 A3. That is for side A. And then in also in the dead wax, it does say 53 and I think. Then on side 2, it is, this is all in the dead wax again, Core 2001 B2 33 and 3. That could be a 1 into it. So that is the label for side 1. And that is the label for side 2. Side 2. Side 1. Now, if you don't know what the tracks are, bear in mind it is all live recordings, and as I've said, you know, it was the John and the Plastic Ono bands. They just did a set for this like rock and roll revival thing in Toronto. There was people like Jerry Lee Lewis and all sorts on it as well. And so side one, you get an introduction, then you get John saying a few words saying it's the first time they'd ever played together. So they was just going to do songs that they basically knew. So it starts off with Blue Suede Shoes, then they do a version of Money, then Dizzy Miss Lizzie, then Yard Blues, Cold Turkey, and then side one finishes off with Give Peace a Chance. Now, side two, I bet you if you've got this album, I bet hardly any of you have ever played side two. Side one's usually the one that's played. Side two, I bet you've never played it, or if you have a handful of times, because it's Yoko Ono, and her two songs, and there's only two songs on that side as well. So it's Don't Worry Kyoko, Mum is only looking for her hand in the snow, and John, Let's Hope for Peace. Good album. I mean, I've always liked this album, to be honest. And the reason I got this was because it's in actually really, really nice condition. To be honest, this doesn't even look like it's been played at all. There's no marks or anything on it. Yes, I have cleaned it, so you know, I'd say this is excellent. It's in excellent condition. I have put it in a new polyline sleeve, but the original sleeve is with it, which just says. I don't even think it was. That's the sleeve that it came in. On it, because some of these do actually have dates on it, but that one just has made in Great Britain, patent pending number is 1125555 1180. So I presume this was from 1980 then, November 1980. Which, if it is, I'm quite surprised because the vinyl is actually very, very heavyweight, but it is on a lightish. I wouldn't say it's the lightest Apple cable I've ever seen, but it is quite light, so it probably is a 1980 issue. Looking on eBay and Discogs, these go from anywhere from like £5 up to like 50 quid. This is quite nice. There is a little bit of creasing on the cover just there, and like I say, the spines. So I mean, it is intact, but it just showing signs of age. But there's no ring wear on it. Very little ring wear, just slightest faint bit there. But the record is actually in mint condition. Now I paid £8 for the £8. I think he charged me £8 for this. Rob did. So I've paid £8 for record. I could probably double my money. I'd say it's probably worth £20-25 in the condition it's in. Not that I'm selling it. I will make that clear. Or these are just duplicates to go into my Beatles record collection. You know, someone might say, but you've got 3 or 4 copies of that already, Dave. Yeah, I have. But that is it. I mean, the actual record itself is in virtually mint condition. I'll try and make this as quick as I can, this video. The next one is Wings Wildlife. I think I might have paid a little bit over the odds for this one. Well, I didn't, because I just bought it for the sake of buying it, to be honest. The spine's not in too bad a condition, is it? Cover's okay. The back's okay. A little bit of stain in there, but like I say, as far as I can make out, this is an original first pressing. Copyright McCartney Productions Inc. 1971. PCS 7142 is a catalogue number. Then under that it says 1E0620004946. And of course, this was technically the first. Well, it was the first ever album by Wings, wasn't it? So I used to actually think it was called Wings Wildlife, but it's actually called Wildlife, isn't it? So it's YEX871-1. That is side 1. And then side 2 is YEX 872/1. It's in okay condition. There is some hairline marks on it. No deep scratches as such, although there is quite a scratch just there. I don't know if you can see it, just there. It's non-feelable, and I did actually play this morning, and it does play okay. There was a little bit of background noise in it, in parts, but then again, you know, it's from 1971, isn't it? So it's 50 years old, isn't it, man? 51 years old, isn't it? I did actually pay £10 for this, which I think is about its value, to be honest. Like I say, on eBay these go anywhere from like £3 upwards to like £40 or £50. And he has put on this, has put some surface noise, but good condition. So, like I say, Rob always does put these on. Sometimes they're on the plastic sleeves, but sometimes they are on the covers. But if you go like that, you're very, very careful. You can take them off without damaging the covers. So that's 2. Next up, we've got George Harrison, Living in the Material World. Very, very underrated album by George. This originally came out in 1973. This is the UK copy. So the catalogue number is PAS 1006. And underneath that, it's got a OC 0640537 stereo. And then there's an advert for the Jim Keltner fan club on the bottom. It is a gatefold sleeve. You get all the track listing. So it starts off with the hit, Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth, which I think got to #1 in America. I think it got into the top 10 in the UK, I'm not sure. Then you've got Sue Me, Sue You Blues, which is basically what the Beatles were doing at the time, was technically suing one another onto it and things like that to get out of contracts and what have you. Then you've got The Light That Has Light in the World. Then it's Don't Let Me Wait Too Long, Who Can See, and then Living in the Material World, which is a brilliant song. Side 2, The Lord Loves the One That Loves the Lord, which is a good song. Be Here Now, that's not the Oasis song. Try Some, Buy Some. Now, Ronnie Spector did a version of that, didn't she? And that was actually released as a single in the UK. I think it was released as a single in America as well. And then The Day the World Gets Round, and then That Is All. And there are some famous people that have played with George on this. You've got Nicky Hopkins, Gary Wright, Klaus Voormann, Jim Keltner, Ringo Starr, Jim Gordon, Jim Horn. You know, so really, really nice album, actually. Very underrated, I think. A couple like spiritual songs on it, not too over the top. But I think after the success of the All Things Must Pass album, I think some fans thought this was a bit of a letdown. I don't think it is, but so you get the original inner sleeve. That's the one I've got in now, which we'll look at in a minute. So I say that is the original inner sleeve. Then you get the booklet. I'll say booklet, it's a pamphlet, really, isn't it? When you open it up, it does have all the words to the songs that are on the album. And it is actually quite nice thick card, or thick paper. Can you get thick paper? And then this is the album itself. Like I say, I think it's quite an underrated album by George. I think a lot of people were put off by some of the song titles, and then even on the Run Out Groove, you've got like Harry Christian and things like that, and Harvey Rammer, yeah. So that is side, oh yeah, side one. So you can see it properly. That is side one. Side two. Side two. Nice heavyweight record. It is actually in really, really nice condition, to be honest. I'd say it's a very good plus, easy, very good plus. Again, on eBay, they go from anywhere really. I don't remember what I paid for this, to be honest. Yeah, on eBay, they go from anywhere for decent copy, a nice playable copy. But I'll say this again, if you are getting any of these, if they're supposed to have like the inserts and the, or you know, special inner sleeve or something, just make sure they've got, I mean, that has got everything with it. I paid £12 for that, but on eBay, something like that in that condition is probably anywhere between £15 and £25. I don't think I did too bad on that one. Excuse me one sec. Then I got the Beatles at the BBC, and I've got about 3 copies of this. Now the cover's not brilliant on it, but the records are actually quite nice. And this was reduced from £25 to £15. Now I've said it's a double LP. I didn't think that was too bad. So that's the front spine. A little bit worn in places, isn't it? I mean, even this is quite old now, isn't it? 1994 this came out, didn't it? Yeah, 1994, because this came out before the anthologies, didn't it? That's all the track listing. Opens up. So it is basically the songs that the Beatles recorded for various BBC radio shows in the 60s. Again, it has got the original inner sleeves. Then I've put it into new sleeves. And this does look like it's never been played, to be honest. It does look like it's never been played. Quite a thin vinyl though. But then again, when this came out, vinyl was sort of like a dying media form, wasn't it? Because everybody wanted CDs, didn't they? And if I remember rightly, I think when this came out, I think CD was a lot more easy to get than the record. There's some nice tracks on this thing. It's worth getting it just to hear what they sounded like and like the songs that they sort of like would have done before they were famous, which I'll go into in a little minute. Like I say, I paid £15 for that, but it was original up to 25, which I still don't think is that bad actually for a double album, is it? And like I say, it does look like it's had very, very minimal play. So some of the songs you get on here are versions of For Me to You, I Got a Woman, Too Much Monkey Business, Keep Your Hands Off My Baby, I'll Be on My Way, Young Blood, Shot of Rhythm and Blues, Sure to Fall, Some Other Guy Now is taking my love away from me, oh man. Thank You Girl, Sha La La La, Baby It's You, That's All Right Mama, Carol, Soldier of Love. It has got like snippets of talking in between as well. What's on there? Crime Waiting Open. You Really Got a Hold on Me. To know Ways to Love Her. Taste of Honey, Long Tall Sally. Johnny Be Good. Memphis, Tennessee. Can't Buy Me Love. Till There Was You. Hard Day's Night. I want to be your man, roll over Beethoven, she's a woman, things that were said today, sweet little 16, the hip hippie shake, lad all over, I feel fine, I'm a loser, everybody's trying to be my baby, rock and roll music, ticket to ride, dizzy Miss Lizzie, I forgot to remember to forget, I got to find my baby, don't ever change, slow down, honey, don't love me do. That's not all the songs, so you know there's quite a few songs on there. If you haven't got it, I would recommend that you do try and get this. I know when they did that magazine, that the what do you call it magazine, I know this was on one of them. But like I say, to get an original like this one is, it isn't quite nice condition. The cover does let it down a little bit, I must admit. But like the records are really, really nice condition. And I did play this and it does sound okay. So sounds very nice. No jumps, no skips. Very, very minimum sort of like surface noise or background noise. In fact, I don't really think there's any real background noise in it. So yeah, so I didn't think I did too bad. Again, on eBay and Discogs, that goes anywhere from like probably 15 quid up to about 50 quid for the original, not a reissue, the original one like that. So I don't think I did too bad on that one. Something a little bit different, and this is one that I didn't have, but it's still got a Beatles connection, is Help. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. But this is by the George Martin Orchestra. Good old George. Was George Martin the fifth Beatle, or was it Brian Epstein, the fifth Beatle? Was Billy Preston the fifth Beatle? It's one of them questions that nobody can really answer. So this is on Columbia, of all things, when you think Beatles were on Parlophone. But I think by this time, George Martin had actually left Parlophone and started Air Records, was it? Or whatever it was called. But they kept him at Parlophone, didn't they? Just basically to be a producer. He was more like a staff producer than wanted. So it's Help, the George Martin Orchestra. It's on Columbia, but it's actually on Studio 2 as well. So this is basically an orchestral version of the British Help LP. I say basically because there's a couple of songs missing off it, because you only get 12 songs off this on this, and there's 14 on the original UK Beatles version, wasn't there? But there's one song in here which is by George Martin, so technically you're getting 11 songs, so there's 3 that are missing. So you get Help, Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, I Need You, You've Got to Hide Your Other Way, and The Night Before, so you haven't got Ticket to Ride, but yeah, because Ticket to Ride is on side 2, so that starts off with Ticket to Ride, Banana Sound, which is the one by George Martin, I've Just Seen a Face, It's Only Love, Tell Me What You See, and Yesterday. And it's in a Gerhard and Lofthouse Limited patterns pending sleeve again. Nice split back sleeves. It's actually in quite nice condition. This is. That's the back, and that's the front spine. Again, it did have a horrible paper inner sleeve, which wasn't very nice, to be honest. So it's got the gramophone code text on it and sold in the UK text as well. So that is side 1, and then that is side 2. Now there is a very, very faint scratch just there. I don't think you can see it. It's about there, but you can't feel it. So I'm hoping that plays well. Apart from that, it looks like it's actually unplayed. So that might have even been made by being in that crappy inner sleeve. And then side 2, I can't see any marks on that side at all. Now I paid £8 for this. Looking on eBay this morning in Discogs, I didn't find any that was cheaper than £8. The ones I found were going from £12 upwards, and I think the most expensive one I saw was something like £45 for that. Now, I don't know whether I'd pay £45 for that or not. Probably not, in all honesty. But, you know, there is fans of George Martin as a artist in his own right, not just because he was producer of the Beatles and the Goons and things like that. He was a very, very talented piano player in his own right. He could, you know, he was very good at writing scores and things like that. Obviously, I produced a lot of people other than the Beatles. He'd produced Peter Sellers, the Goons, and Bernard Cribbins and people like that. And then obviously went on in the 70s to produce a lot of albums for a band called America, if you've heard of them before. And then obviously he did set up Air Studios as well. So yeah, all in all, I don't think that was too bad. There's only two more now, so I'm not doing too bad. So these two aren't really connected to the Beatles. This one is Led Zeppelin. It said Led Zeppelin 2. Because I haven't really got much Led Zeppelin. I was looking through my records the other day, and I was surprised that I haven't actually got any Led Zeppelin. I've got Led Zeppelin on compilation albums and things like that, and I've got one Led Zeppelin. I've got one Led Zeppelin. I tell a lie. I've got one Led Zeppelin album. And AC/DC, I've only got one of theirs. So that's why I bought that other one, which played brilliant, by the way. I did play it yesterday, and it did play brilliant. That Those About to Rock. So I saw this Led Zeppelin 2. And I thought, well, that's in nice condition. Opened it up, so it's gatefold. Yes, I know it is a reissue, but I'm not sure what country it's from, to be honest. I don't know if it's British, American, Canadian, or what. But it is virtually mint. I would say this has never, ever been played. The catalogue number is K40037, and it's on Atlantic. So that is side one. You can see that. And then that is obviously side two. Again, it's not the heaviest record, but it is quite a heavy record. It's not like really, really flimsy. Now, because I'm not the biggest Led Zeppelin fan in the world, don't get me wrong, I do like the songs, but I don't really collect them like I do the Beatles. So I'd say I know it's a reissue. I know it's not an original, but I'm not sure how much it would go for on eBay, and I can't really look because I don't really know what pressing this is. Other than that, it does say France, doesn't it? It says France on there. Can you see that? But I don't think I did too bad. I paid £15, which basically £15 for a brand new record by the looks of it. Which somebody's probably bought, never played, just put in a box and forgot about it. And then they've gone and sold it because they need some money, or they fell out with their partners or something and they've had to move out, or I don't know. So I didn't think that was too bad for £15. And the last one is Ooh La La. No, that's not me being funny. That's what's called Ooh La La. By the Faces, which obviously was a continuation sort of thing of the Small Faces, but it was without Steve Marriott, wasn't it? So, and they brought in Roy Wood and Rod Stewart. I have to think of his name then. This is a textured sleeve. Thought you could do something like that. And it's ever so weird to get into it because actually opens up like that. So that's the gatefold. Don't know what she's doing. And then it does tell you like the songs that are on it and that lot up there. Instruments, blah, 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 blah. So that is the back. So it's produced by Glyn Johns. So there is a sort of Beatles connection there because Glyn Johns produced the original Get Back sessions, didn't he? It later became Let It Be. That's the front cover. So now to get the record out, you have to go into here. It's like dead weird. And you do get a poster with it. I thought that might move, but I don't think it does. So you say it's a poster, it's not really. It's a one-sided poster with the lyrics on. I think on the back would have been nice to have a poster on the back as well, wouldn't it? And then this is the record itself. That is the A side, or side 1, and that is side 2. Now, from the little bit of research I've done, I think this is an original UK copy from 1973. The catalogue number, because it's on Warner Brothers, and it's K56011. And it's obviously it's stereo. I basically bought it because it's got the song Ooh La La on it, and I do quite like the Small Faces. I've got a couple of Faces albums. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think wasn't this the last Faces album to feature Ronnie Wood as well? Not Ronnie Wood, Ronnie Lane. Not bad, is it? Again, these go from any. Trying to find out what it's worth, you know. I mean, in one way, I'm not bothered what it's worth because, like I say, everything I've bought to keep. So it's a bit immaterial in one way what it's worth. But I do like to try and find out what the records are worth, see if I've got a bargain or not, and to help you lot out there. Because if you think, well, yeah, that's a good album, Dave, how much do you pay for that? So I will tell you what I paid for it, and I'll tell you what they're roughly going for on eBay and Discogs. Now, I was told this was quite a rare album because it had got the poster in with it. And I think there's another issue where it's just a standard, so you would open it up like open it up like that, and then the record would come out there like a conventional thing. Excuse me. So I did actually pay quite a bit for this. I paid £30, which, for saying if it is an original one, it's probably what it's worth, to be honest. Looking on Discogs and eBay this morning, they go anywhere from £10, £10, up to 150 quid. So I think I still did okay, if that makes sense. But I say I paid £30, really I didn't, because I spent a lot of money. Bob did knock me quite a bit of money off what the total was. I think I got roughly, whatever the total was, I think I got roughly a third off. just about a third off. So it didn't really cost me £30. That probably really cost me about 20. In all honesty. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope I've entertained you. I hope you've learned something. You've seen some of the like different labels and things. As always, thank you to everybody that is subscribing to my channel. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you to people that are liking my videos. Excuse me. And thank you to people that are leaving comments. As always, love your records, cherish your records. From time to time, you've got to clean your records, but above all, play your records. I think I've got a cold coming. It's not COVID, although don't worry. So that's the conclusion to all of the records that we got from our recent trip to Nottingham. So I hope you've enjoyed the videos on a whole. You know, there is always bargains to have out there. Once again, I would just like to say thank you to Rob at Rob's Record Mart on Hertfordshire, and to Big Apple Records, because all the records that we've shown on these last few videos only came from 2 shops. Although we did go to quite a few record shops. We actually bought from 2 record shops. So if you are ever in Nottingham, just go and, you know, check out some of these record shops which I've been on about. So you've got in West End Arcade, you have got the Music Inn, which is on the upstairs, but you actually go in upstairs if you get off the bus near the Stage pub, and then you go down the stairs, and then you've got 33 Records and Big Apple Records in West End Arcade. And then once you come out at the bottom of West End Arcade, if you turn left and you walk about 100 yards, that's where Hertfordshire is. There's like a Kentucky Fried Chicken thing on the corner, Southern Fried Chicken or whatever it is. Then you go up there, and Bob's is halfway up there. You know, but you know, I'm not just on about record shops in Nottingham. You know, if you've got any record shops near you and you collect records, you know, make sure that you do go and visit them, even if it's only a couple of times a year. Just make sure that you go and visit them, because obviously, you know, they are businesses, and you know, they need our custom to stay in business, don't they, basically? And if they go, you know, you go one day and they've gone, and then where you can get records is to go on internet sites and things like that, or sometimes them internet sites are very, very misleading, aren't they? Because I know I've been on that. Don't get me wrong, I buy stuff off eBay all the time and things like that, and Discogs, and you know, but you've got to know what you're looking at, otherwise you can get fooled. That's all I'm going to say on that. But as always, you know, thank you to everybody that is supporting me. It does mean a lot. So that's going to be it for this little video. It hasn't been that long, has it? So yeah, you've enjoyed it. Just remember, if you have enjoyed it, just do me a favour. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe once you've watched the end of it. If you watch this and you're thinking, oh yeah, that's okay, but I don't know, have a look at some of my other videos. We do videos on other artists sometimes as well. It is called Beatle Dave. 90% of the time, or 99% of the time, it is the Beatles. It is also a record collecting channel as well. So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, if you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And then if you hit the notifications button, which is, I don't know, somewhere around there, and you get notifications as well. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave, wishing you all peace, love and happiness, and I will see you very, very soon.